Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, and in this video we're going to be comparing the Sony A7R IV with the Sony A7 III. By the end of this video, I'm going to make sure your money is going for the right camera if you need. So sit back, relax, have some coffee, we'll jump right into the video. Right off the bat, these two comes with a really nice design. When you look at these two cameras side by side, the design look exactly the same, but the buttons itself are much clickier, and they have tried something new for the exposure dial and the mod dial where you'll have a lock. So if you set your exposure and you can lock it, so you'll prevent some accidental changes on A7R IV. On design wise, everything else looks exactly the same, even the display. The display is set to be touchscreen, but it's not fully touchscreen, it's just touch focus. So if you want to focus a subject, just click it, it will focus. Other than that, it does not have any other touch function. Talking about the display vertically tilts out and slide out, but it does not rotate. So if you want to vlog using this camera, the display does not come handy, so you have to buy an external field monitor. The battery, to be honest, they both rock it very well. They nail out the battery, because I was shooting both on 4K for 2 hours continuously. We only drained up to like 40% without any heat to shoot. That's it for the design, and moving on to the ISO and shutter speed. The ISO on Sony A7R IV, you could go all the way from 100 to a maximum of 32,000. On Sony A7 III, it is surprising that you could go from 100 to a maximum of 51,200. Extend all the way the minimum of 50 to a maximum of 204,800 on Sony A7 III, and on Sony A7R IV you can extend from minimum of 50 to a maximum of 102,400. Yes, that is a huge number difference, and they both nail it in low light performance. At a maximum ISO, it does do a really great job bringing all the lights back, so you will not lose the detail. Moving on to shutter speed. Shutter speed, both can go maximum of 1/8000 second, and minimum when you're shooting a photo, they can go up to 30 seconds. But when you're shooting a 4K video, both can go only down to 1/4. When you're shooting a 1080 at 120 FPS, they both can go only down to 1/125th of a second. Next up is the autofocus. When it comes to autofocus, these both nail it out. Sony A7 III has 693 AF points, whereas Sony A7R IV surprisingly only has 567 AF points. They both have really nice eye focus. They do a really great job on focusing the eye, and it gives you a much precise look when you're focusing a subject. When it comes to focusing in low light, these two do a really great job, but when it comes to no light around the subject, they do struggle a lot. They both only have 10 FPS continuous shooting, and they both have a really nice eye focus and face direction even in 10 FPS continuous shooting. Moving on to video. They both shoot at 4K at 30 FPS max, 100 megabits per second, 1080 at 120 FPS, 100 megabits per second max. They only provide you 8 bits video, whereas other companies for less price gives you 10 bits per video. By this time, you might be questioning why Sony A7R IV is super expensive compared to Sony A7 III. The only reason why I think it's super expensive is because of the 61MP. Yes, Sony A7R IV is the very first camera with a 61MP sensor, and Sony A7 III is only 24MP sensor. But I'm gonna just put in some pictures I took with both these camera. I just want you to see if that 61MP makes any difference in a photo quality or video quality. So please take a look and let me know in the comments if 61MP does make a difference. And yes, if it does make a difference, then please go for this camera. But other than that, in my opinion, 24MP and 61MP does not make any difference. And plus, Sony A7 III has much far better specs compared to Sony A7R IV. And if you're a starter and if you want to buy a camera that is for less price and offers you much better specs, then please go for Sony A7 III. With that being said, that's it for me. Please let me know if you have any question. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. See you on the next one.